Hey everyone, welcome to the Knit and Crochet Spot. My name's Melissa and I'm coming to you from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Sunday, February 13th. I hope everyone has had a fabulous week and that you've been enjoying your weekend. If you're new here, I'd like to say welcome and let you know that this channel is about knitting and crochet and yarn. And if you're returning, I'd like to say welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back. I truly appreciate it. So today's video is all about my finished objects and my works in progress. I actually do not have any finished objects. I only have works in progress. I have 6 works in progress. If you've been following along, you know I've accumulated quite a few whips, and I didn't finish any of them, but I did get a lot of work done on most of them, and I did start one new thing, which maybe I shouldn't have for my own self, but I did, and I will show you that as well. So let's get right into it. So the first thing I want to show you is some progress on my knitted socks. So they are living in this Tea Doddles bag. And I have the first sock finished minus the heel on this one. And here it is. This is where I was last time I showed this, so I got everything done, and I just have to put in the heel on this sock. So that's all that I have done. I haven't started the other sock yet. So that is the progress on these pair of socks that I have done. So my socks, I cast on 64 stitches. I do a 2x2 rib for about 15 rows, well, exactly 15 rows. And then this body of the sock, I do about 100 rounds. And then I don't know what you call this toe. It's just a regular toe that I Kitchener. And yes, and I do my socks on magic loop. And this is a 32-inch cord. These are my Hias, and this is a 2.25 millimeter. And let's see, and I put all these markers in, like to place my sock. Then I like to, I put a stitch marker in here, and that shows where I've started just the stockinette rounds after I get done with the ribbing. And then I can count. I don't put, a lot of people like to put a marker every 10 rows, but I always forget to do that. And then I like to put a marker here on the last row before I start decreasing for my toe. That's what I like to do it. And I just count. You can count. And I know myself, like if I were to put 10 stitches, or I'm sorry, a stitch marker every 10 rounds, I don't know, I would never, I guess it's a bit of OCD. I would still like count in between to make sure it was 10, rounds each. So that's how I do it. So the yarn that I'm using, here it is caked up. Here it is. And this is Nomadic Yarns. And the colorway is called Stupid Cupid. It's on the Trusty Sock Base at 462 yards, 100 grams, 75% superwash merino, and 25% nylon. So that is that sock. That is the progress on that sock. And then my next works in progress, I will go ahead and show you. I worked on another sock that I showed last time, made a little bit of progress on it. And this is living in my Hannah Lou Designs bag. And I do a vanilla sock, just, a recipe I came up with myself when I, over time, I've just, learned what works best for my foot. So, and I just do that over and over. All right, so here is this sock. Here it is. And this is where, I'll do this. This is where I was last time. So I've done all of that. And I don't think I mentioned I do my socks top cuff down. So this is where I was, and so I've got this down. And this is on 2.25 millimeters. I don't know what the US number is of that. These are my Chow Goos. And this one, the other sock was on a 32-inch cord. This one is on a 40-inch cord. But everything is the same, pretty much the same. That's where I'm going to put my heel. Yeah, I like these colors. And this is Felici. So this is a 50-gram skein of Felici. It is, the colorway is Countess. It's 218 yards for 50 grams in the skein. So this is what I have left of this skein. And I have 2 skeins that I will use. I'll use this one for my other sock. I've already got it. I have both socks marked off so that they'll start at the same place and I can get them to match as best I can. And this yarn is 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. And obviously it's fingering weight. So that is that sock. And I have one more sock whip, but I didn't work on it this past week. I didn't work on it. Okay, so let's see. I guess we'll just stick with knitting and then I'll do the crochet. So my next works in progress is living in this Star Wars bag. This is by A Stitchy Girl Studio. This is a knitted hat. Oh, this hat. The pattern is terrible. I'm just going to say that. So this is what I have done on the hat so far. This is where I was last time. So I've got all of this done. See my little Ewok stitch marker to match my Star Wars bag. So here it is. I do love this yarn. It's really a pain to work with, but I love how it looks and how it feels. And I love this pattern, but it's written terribly, terribly. So now that I'm on the decreases, I'll share about the pattern in a second, but I'm on the decreases now. So, and I have to admit, I'm kind of winging it because the pattern is not, is terrible. It's just terrible. So the yarn that I'm using is, this is a Michaels yarn. It's loops and thread, cozy wool tweed. Here is the ball, what I have left. Here is the label. And the pattern that I'm using is on the other side of the label. But more about the yarn. So the colorway is blush. This is 418 yards. 150 grams. It is I'm pretty sure it's a number 3. Yeah, it's a number 3. 66% polyester, 30% acrylic, 4% wool. And this yarn was made in China. So there's that. And I'm using 5mm circulars, 16-inch circulars. And these are the Mindful. Let me see the box they came in. So these are the Knitter's Pride, the Mindful collection. What is in there? Oh, there's a stitch marker in there. Yeah, the needles came with a stitch marker. I showed this. I forgot about that. Well, I'll deal with that later. So yeah, that's the needles I'm using. Now the pattern is terrible. I knew it was kind of bad from the get-go because it said to cast on, and it's a free pattern if you buy the yarn. So it said to cast on 100 stitches and then do a knit 2, purl 1, rib. Well, that 3 doesn't divide into 100, and I thought, well, I don't. So I think after the fact, after I had done that, I should have just done a 2x2 rib. But I think after I did that, I think that I just increased the stitch so that I would have 100 stitches. And then, okay, fine, everything's fine. But then when you get to the crown of the hat and you do the decreases, they give you the rows to do the decreases. They give you 3 rows, and then 4 rows rather. And then they say you still have to do your cable every 6th round. Okay, that's fine. And then he says you still have to decrease like every 4th round. It's like, okay, that's fine. But every row, as you decrease, every row is not going to be the same. You can't, the first round of decreases, the rows are correct, but then your decrease, so there's less stitches, and you can't, there's no more, they don't tell you what to do after that. Just keep repeating those 3 rows. Unless I'm just not getting it. If anybody else has made this hat and could tell me what I'm missing, I don't know. So I'm sort of just winging it. I know that I've got to keep the cable stitches the same. It's working out. You know, it's sort of starting to look a little strange right in here. Because I'm trying to keep the purl after the cable, right? Because it just looks a bit better. So, but I have to get rid of the, Anyway, we'll see. I think it looks fine. It'll be fine. I really, really, look at it. I love this pattern. I just wish they should have, for all the decreases they want you to do, they should have written all the rows out because they're all going to be different. Oh, anyway, I love this pattern and the look of this yarn. It's beautiful. So I think I'll be happy in the end if I make it. I mean, I'll make it, but if it, hopefully, as I'm carrying on decreasing, it'll look okay. So there's that works in progress. Okay, so I have one more knitted works in progress. I will get a sip of tea. And this one I haven't shown in a little while, but it is living in my Cottontail Farms bag. I love this bag. This is one of my favorites. And it is a knitted shawl. It is the Stephen West cabled trellis shawl. And that is that one. Here's some other versions of the shawl. I think just on the back, probably. We'll see. Look, there's this color and that color, and then there's a pink one he shows, and I think there's some on the back kind of shows those other 2 together. It's beautiful. So I didn't use the yarn that he suggests. I actually got the yarn out of my stash. Yay me. And this is it so far. It's kind of hard to show because I have to get a bigger cord. They're all scrunched up. Oh. And the yarn knotted together. Oh. Anyway, so here is mine so far. Oh. Because you have 2 balls of yarn attached. So, of course, it's going to make a bit of a mess. So here it is. It's hard to show. It's all scrunched up on these needles. But here it is. This is where I was last time. So it's, it doesn't look like a ton of progress, but there's like 300 stitches on the needles. So there it is. I love looking at it. The cables. This is very easy. It really is an easy shawl. It's just cables. It's not even hard cables or anything like that. It looks more complicated than it is. It's not. It's very easy. So there is that. And I am using I'll have to look. I'm using I love to put the 4.5 millimeter on my Addy Rockets, and these are on a 40-inch cable, and I've just bought these. This is a 47-inch cable, what he suggested. I was gonna use some interchangeable needles, put the two cords together, but I just went ahead and got these because I didn't have any Addies to do it, and usually I like to stick with the same needles on a project if I can. So I just like looking at it. All right, so the yarn. These are the two balls of yarn that I'm using. And let me get the labels out. Yeah. So this here, the main color is Apothecary Fabrications. Here's the label. It is 100% fine merino wool, and it's on a DK. It's a DK base. It is 115 grams for 250 yards, and there's no colorway on the label. Excuse me, but I'm pretty sure she does put colorways of the yarn on the website. This is an older yarn, though. I don't know if it's there anymore. So there's that yarn. This is what I have left, and I have another skein of it. So, and then the contrasting color is this, and I have another ball of this as well. And this yarn is Lang Yarns Frida Merino Extra Fine Superwash. Here's the label. And I don't know what the colorway is. I think this is the color right there. Right there. That's it. It is 100% extra fine. Yeah, merino extra fine wool, superwash wool. So these are the yarns I'm using for this shawl. I think that's all about that shawl. And this is the other side. I think that's interesting. All right. So what is this doing in here? Oh, probably it was picking up stitches, or I made a mistake. That is that. That is all my knitted whips. And I have 2 crochet whips to share with you. One of which is a new cast on, or a new project. You don't really cast on crochet, do you? All right, so this was a works in progress last time I podcasted, and it's living in this bag. That is my this is the Frog Peak Creations bag, or made by Frog Peak Creations, which I don't think they make bags anymore. They did have an Etsy shop, and I think they did. I don't know. I just don't see anything on there anymore, or Instagram or anything. So I am doing a cowl, a crochet cowl. It is the Bellevue Cowl. And I didn't mention this last time, but I'm almost 100% positive. There's a hat that goes with it, and I've seen the hat, but it's included in this pattern. It's a paid-for pattern on Ravelry. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I have a download for the hat. So I may do that next. But it's a Bellevue Cowl by Catherine. No, I don't want to butcher her last name. She has she sells patterns on Ravelry, and she has a podcast, a very good podcast. And I will link them both down below. And let's see, this is my progress. Not a ton of progress. especially considering it's, you know, it doesn't go as quick. It's just simple stitches, but because you got to be careful to switch yarns when you're supposed to in that, it goes by a lot slower. So here it is, and this is where I was last time. Let's see and I don't know, where did this come from? Simply Serving, I think, or Charmed and Dangerous, one or the other. Anyway, so that's where I was. So this is, I've done all that since. So there it is. It looks good. It's funny, you know, you can look at it, right? And it looks good, but it's different. Like when I'm seeing it on the screen here on my phone, I'll think, yeah, it does look good. That's pretty. I love the yarn. So I'm using for a crochet hook, I'm using a 4mm crochet hook, which this says it's a G. I always go by millimeters because I can't ever remember the letters and all that. This is, I think, so this is where you connect right here. I don't think that looks too bad. It's very well written pattern. It's easy. It's tapestry crochet, but very easy. And then these are the yarns that I'm using. I love the shine on them, and they're soft. They're very soft. These are yarns I got at Hobium. Here they come like this. And let's see. Well, it doesn't really matter. Here are the two labels. There's no colorway name on these, so I don't know which. You know, they have a number, colorway number, but I don't know which is which because I took them off and didn't pay attention. But anyway, so I'll just show you. I'll just show you the yarn while I read it off. So this is Gazelle Rock and Roll, and it's 50 grams, 125 yards. It's 31% acrylic, 70% polyamide, 9% Lana Merino. And it is, I'm guessing, it calls for a DK. I'm guessing this is a DK. It's working fine. And I know that I've kind of sort of, well, I've put it around my neck to see. It seems fine, so it's working. So that's a DK, maybe. I think some people might even say it's a worsted. I mean, that would be a light worsted, but with a little bit of the fuzz on it. I don't know. But it doesn't say on here. I'm not sure if it does on the website. I know they still sell the Rock and Roll on Hobium's website, but I don't know, like, you know, which colors they have. So yeah, that's it. That is the yarn. Oh, it's so pretty. I have other yarns of this that I got. I don't think I have any ice. I think I have more Hobium yarns. They're not Rock and Roll, but they've got very similar shimmer, and is this considered a chain spun? Kind of, there's the same as that. I just love it. It's so soft. It is. So sometimes I have dry hands. I imagine we all do because of, you know, you wash your hands, you know. I mean, I always wash my hands. I'm sure everybody did as well. But now, after you do everything, you're putting hand sanitizer on, you're washing your hands. I mean, I must wash my hands 55 times a day. So my hands are dry. And so sometimes, and I don't like putting lotion on them and then doing the crochet. It gets, I don't know, I don't like that feeling either. But a lot of times this will get, I don't know, just when I'm holding it, it'll just, the little bits of halo will get caught on my dry skin. And it's kind of annoying. So there's that. That works in progress. And I have one more to share with you. So if you watched my last podcast, you saw my poor elephant. He's there though. There he is. And how I ruined him. So I just thought, well, I want to, I guess, like, redeem myself. I don't know. I wanted to start another amigurumi and do it properly. So I just haven't started this for too long, or I haven't gotten far on this. But I'm making this book. I showed this book in one of my past videos where I showed finished objects. I showed you, and as an acquisition, I got this book. So I am doing the bear. So what you do with this book, well, you can make a bear, you can make the dog, the elephant. I haven't started any of the outfits. Let's see. Where are they? Nope. Where are they? They have like they show you all of them together. So I am missing the page. I'll show you another cool thing about this book as well. If I could find this. Where is it? It should be in the beginning. Obviously, it's not. I'm sorry. I can't believe it. I can't find it. Here we go. Well, maybe, yes. So, you can do, they have patterns if you want to do like just a plain body, or they have a pattern where you can include striped shirt, or they also have a pattern where you can just include just like a white shirt or a blue shirt, kind of like what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm making this bear, and I'm going to make him with a white shirt, because some of the clothes, because then they have outfits and stuff, some of the clothes require that you make the animal with the shirt, and some of them don't. So I figure, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and make one with the shirt. If it doesn't need it, if it's covered up, it doesn't matter. So that's what I'm going to do, but I'm probably not going to use this blue because I don't have blue. I don't know what color I'm going to do yet. I'm leaning towards just white. I found this, so I have a lot of worsted weight yarn that I have for, to make amigurumis and that. I love this yarn because that's what I prefer, but, I did find, and Letitia mentioned it, and Letitia, if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm very sorry. I don't know if it's Letitia or it could be Leticia. Please let me know, because I really appreciate your support of my channel, and I want to say your name correctly. But she mentioned about, because this calls for sport weight, but it means like actually a sport weight. So she mentioned Hobby Lobby has their sport weight yarn acrylics, which are actually number 3. They're not actually a sport weight, but I did find some of that in my stash, and I thought it would be, you know, closer to what I think what's recommended for these are actually cotton. But I don't have I don't have any cotton that's that thin. So anyway, I found some of that. I love this yarn, sport weight, in my stash. I don't know where the label is. I don't know what the label is. Anyway, I'll link it down below. So I said, okay, I'm going to use that. Now I have just a few colors of it, so I'm going to make it work. But it is, instead of using a worsted weight, this is a DK weight. And I'm using this color. So my bear is going to be brown, obviously. And this is what I have done so far. I have his feet done. I have it attached. I hope it's good enough. This little trick they have in there to attach. It's not something, I've not done it quite like that before. So I'm hoping they're even. I have all my stitch markers in there in case I have to go back if I've made a mistake. But they look okay to me. So that's what I have done so far. And I can't tell you anything about this yarn because I don't know what I did with the label. But anyway, it is, I love this yarn, sport weight yarn. I know that it's a number 3. It's a DK. It's soft. I really enjoy crocheting with this lighter weight yarn more than a DK, more than the worsted weight yarn. I mean, who knew? I mean, I'm really enjoying it. So there that is so far. So this book actually, so it's called Dress Up Amigurumi. And this is the name of the person. I don't want to butcher the name, but that's it. And I got this off of Amazon. And I'm using a 3.25 millimeter crochet hook. So these are mainly called for like really like 2 millimeter, but you're also using a sport weight. She does give some in the beginning, some, excuse me, yarns that she suggests or something like that, or she tells you, she just gives you instructions on like that she uses cotton yarn and, you know, sport weight yarn, yada, yada, yada. So one thing I wanted to show you that was cool about this book is there are stitch tutorial videos in here. So she has for a chain, you can hear my family, for a chain, if you want how to do single crochet, puff stitch, picot stitch, invisible color change. So she gives instructions on how to do that, but then she also, look, she gives you like a barcode, which I'm assuming you can scan on your phone. Yes, scan or visit, and it'll show up. You do it with your camera, and then it'll show you like a video tutorial. So she has them for all the different stitches and stuff like that. I wish she had it for like doing something like this, because I was a bit confused by that. I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, so I'm just making the bear right now. I'm not sure which outfit I'm gonna start on. I really don't know. I really like this one. Oh, I don't want to show the pattern. I think that's adorable. I love that one. But who knows? We'll see. And then I also thought about this one with the pajamas. So I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Oh, and this is living in my new bag. This is from Molly Klein Designs. It's living in this bag. And yep, that's it. I think I said everything. Yeah, I can't give you much about the yarn other than what it's called, and it's a DK, and I have brown, I have brown and white and I think pink. But I'm really liking working with this yarn. Very much. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is all my works in progress. I have another haul to share with you. I know I keep saying I don't want to buy yarn, but I can't help it. So I went to Michael's and they had yarn, they had new yarn, and I bought yarn. So, and I actually did, I have to go over it. I filmed in the store and stuff, which I've never done before. So I'm going to have to see how that turned out to see if I'm going to include it. But I was hoping to do like show you the yarn in the store and then afterwards, you know, show you what I bought. We'll have to see how well the video came out of me going through the store to see if I include it in that. So right after this, I'm going to be doing a video for the Michael's yarn haul. So have a look out for that in the future, the near future. That'll be sometime this week. I'll post that onto YouTube. And yeah, so I bought more yarn. Oh, yes, I did. So, oh well, but that's it for now, guys. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Are any of you going to watch the Super Bowl? We're going to watch the Super Bowl, so I'm going to get ready for that. And I don't even know who's playing. All I know is the halftime show is going to be awesome. There's a little bit of football, and I do love football, but I don't know, I just haven't been into football the past couple of years. But I do like to watch the Super Bowl, and I'm super excited about the halftime show. I cannot wait. It's going to be Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige, Eminem. I'm sorry if I'm forgetting anybody else, but I can't wait. I'm so excited. So, all right. Yes, I'm going now. So until then, guys, I hope everyone does have a great week, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.